neighbors. I mean, honestly, we would love to keep our friendship with you guys. We always do, but I don't know, those things that you're bringing on, it's not helping us to give our hearts on. Like, this is today's news. And whenever you guys talk about Eritrean ports, you just always have to accuse us. And that's not right. That's not right at all.
ኤርትራ በፈረንጆቹ አቆጣጠር በ1991 ከኢትዮጵያ ከተነጠለች ጀምሮ ኢትዮጵያ በዓለም ትልቅ ወደብ አልባ ሀገር ለመሆን ተገድዳለች። ለ8 ዓመታት ያህል
No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not because of Eritrea. It's because you guys are landlocked. That's how you guys created. When Eritrea created Ethiopia, he created it landlocked. How about that? Let's take it that way. You can bring any history that you have, like maybe someone was colonizing, someone was ruling, someone was bringing this, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. But still, Eritrea was existed. Since then, Eritrea was existed. So this is really disgusting us so much, and we don't like it at all. We want you to respect Eritrea, respect our identity, respect our Independence Day, respect our martyrs, respect everything that we have. Eritrea as its name, as its country, you should respect us. I know it's very hard to swallow, but you just have to do it. If you want to keep friendship with Eritrea, you can do it. Simple. Why don't you just have a deal and use the access to the sea? Why don't you just do that? What is stopping you? Nothing. You just don't want us to have the help or business with you guys, and that's fine. If you do it, it will be really great. But this is the only reason I'm here today. I would like you guys to know that we never been together in a history, and you guys not getting this at all. And you bring in this news every day, every single day, over and over and over. That's not right. Okay. So let's see here what we have, okay? So I'll try to keep some of those evidence that I have, and then it might help you a little bit. If not, I can't really help you guys. Ethiopians especially, because تجارو probably تفلتوا تخونيهم نزي. By the way, تجارو بزعبا زقزارو سميعكم من دي مالت. إيرتراس قدمي شدش عامت نيرا قال لما قال اكتب له فاتينكم كنت تخليهم as much as you want it. صقم يقولون تاكس لازم تخافوا له مالت. قنا اتحق خاخ تفلتوا لكم مالتيس اتي إيرترا قنم نيرا رينا برتنسي حتى يكونن نيرنا نتجاري زينتهم تقرنيات سمعوا مالتي نحرتنا تصير لكم تقرنيات. همزي إيرتراس قد مش شش عمدني دليلكم كتسعوا هلا خمسي nobody cares really بزعبة صحاكم زقد السبيلن ما تستحق سلنزارب زلنا جن بتي evidence بتزلو بايتا زلو نعوريهم كتكدو خاص بضي كل دوكيمنتاتهم كم تسألكم واحد بزح كم زحسوكم ويانا بزح كم زحسوكم بحسوت كم زعبيكم نمر حزب التجراي حسيهم كم زعبيكم بعلتهم حلفتهم نجرهم مالو بعلتهم توم نسقهم هايرز جبركم من سخاتكم elect جبركم حلفتي presidents ناي كلل مالتيو نجرهم مالو اتحكس أماري كونت نزلا كبرات قربيتاتش إثيوبيا تجارو أماري كونت نزلا سلزي سلمتهم نتحقق تشوفوا نازلهم إذا حواتينا خاط تدقاقوا موازلهم سي انت يا ترجمان فلتنا نجيركم يعجز بزعبو بزحكم اللي سايدلني إذا ساعات زي حجقنا إثيوبيا سلزخونت let me try to explain or read those things for them. Anyways, so let's read this. Actually, you can guys read it too. The pre-colonial Eritrea. Look, it's in 1889. This is Eritrean history in 1889. The history of Eritrea, dating as far back as 6000 before Christ, is rich and filled with complexity. Okay, that's the history is the complexity, but Eritrean history was still existing. So the origin of the name Eritrea is the word Erythrean, Greek for red. ስለዚህ ለቶም ደይትሰምዑ ተጋሩ ኣኒ ካብ ኢታሊ ሂብኩም ትብሉ ካብ ትጅምሩ ኣርሕቅኩም ጀምሩ ጥራይ ክብለኩም ዝደሊ in reference to the Red Sea. So Eritrean means Red Sea. Our country Eritrea meaning Red Sea. So our sea was named by our name, or our name is named by our sea. So that means that's the evidence here. This is what it is. In about 338 AD, Christianity was introduced in Eritrea. Look, just read that. In the year 615, brought Islam to the Eritrea. The strategic location inhabitants has not only been a source of enrichment but also the root of many of its tribulations. Okay, this is one evidence, right? Let's go back again. Let's read a little bit here also. Let me read you guys this one. Let's read like that. Let me adjust it so we can all read it, okay? Great. So let's start from the Eritrea's history dated back to 6000 before Christ. And this is another evidence. And it became an independent country on May 24, 1993, making it one of the world's newest nations. Here are some key events in Eritrean history. Look, these are the history that we have. Let's see. 3500 before Christ, the Kunama and Nara people are the first known inhabitants of Eritrea. 2000 before Christ, the Beja people from southern Egypt also settled in Eritrea. It never say Ethiopia, so we never been one country. 3rd century before Christ, Greek traders named the sea between African and the Arabian Peninsula Eritrea, which comes from the ancient Greek name for the Red Sea, Eritrean Sea. When Italy came to Eritrea, he only just adjusted a little tiny bit from Eritrean to Eritrea. It doesn't mean he gave us new one. 800 before Christ, the first inscriptions in the Ge'ez alphabets are written. Imagine this is in Eritrea. 100 CE, the kingdom of Aksum develops as a local power and rules the eastern lowlands and northern parts of the Ethiopian plateau by the end of the 4th century. So still this Aksum, Aksum was what do you call colonized a lot of country, like you can name it, maybe like Yemen or Egypt. There are so many countries that Aksum was what do you call ruling. So we can't go with that because he was just some ruler, some like some kind of kingdom or like whatever that is. So we can't really decide things with this Aksumite kingdoms because there were so many rulers in history, but we can't just go with that one. So if we keep going and going, in 1885, Italy colonized Eritrea. Where were you guys? We will know because we never been one country, so they colonized Eritrea only. In 1896, Italy used Eritrea as a base for their failed attempt to conquer Ethiopia. World War II, after Italy surrenders, the British take military control of Eritrea. Look, nada. Ethiopia is not here still. In 1952, now listen carefully, you guys ignore it. The US federates Eritrea with Ethiopia. So this is the only time in 1952 the UN federates Eritrea with Ethiopia. It never ever happened in history Eritrea was a part of Ethiopia. No. ብሩኻት ተኸታተልቲ መደበይ ክቡራት ኤርትራውያን ፕሊስ እዚ ቆሪፅኩም ሼር ተገይርኩም ወፅቡኡ ነይሩ ምክንያቱም ተመምሓሩ ዘይሰምዑን እዚ ክሰምዕዎ ስለ ዝደሊ ማለት እዩ ክደጋግሙኻ ስለ ብዙሕ ፃዕሪ ዝሓትት In 1896, Italy used Eritrea as a base for their failed attempt to conquer Ethiopia. World War II, after Italy surrenders, the British take military control of Eritrea. In 1952, in 1991, the Eritrean People's Liberation Front captures Asmara, the capital, ending 30 years of struggle for liberation. Because you guys are supposed to give our country back on the agreed date. So just as we know, let me explain these things, guys. So just as we know, you guys keep switching things. You guys, like just you have done to Hawahat, which is Abiy, you guys have an agreement between Abiy and Hawahat, right? So you guys changed the agreement as what Tigrayan are saying. So if you guys have those kind of habits, that's probably why you've done it that in Eritrea also. When there was federation for a limited time, you guys are supposed to keep it and like be trusted worthy to give our country back. But guess what, guys? You didn't do that. You didn't give our country back on the agreed date and time that UN provided to you through the federation. Guess what he did? You just took the country and he kept it. Because that time you probably think that Eritrean people were not gathering or whatever the reason was. And guess what? You committed genocide. You did a lot of crime. You tried to steal the ports and the seas and the treasures that we had. Guess what? Our parents finally took care of everything and gave the key to us, our home key, which is the independence, our life, our pride. And indeed, we have it now. We own it and we are protecting it. And that's what exactly I'm doing right now. So, which year are you guys talking about? I have showed you every part of it. Which year were we together? In 3,500 before Christ? 6,000 before Christ? Or 800 before Christ? Or the 3rd century? Which year or time were we together? No, we were not. We were Eritrean since then. We were Eritrean since 6,000 before Christ. I mean, guys, you keep repeating and repeating the lies, and you really falsified the history and the name and the identity of Eritreans and the whole world, and that's why the whole world are identifying us as Ethiopians. Guess what? It will only be about time, and we will straighten up everything just like what it should be. So in which part is it saying that we were together or one country? Never. So Ethiopians, stop lying. That's all I can say. Stop lying, stop lying, stop lying. Well, don't we just start speaking the truth right now? At least once in your life. Let's do that. Instead of gossiping and manipulating us, we honestly don't enjoy Eritrean people. When you heard anything about Eritreans, when you see this flag, you don't like it. Why you don't like this flag? Why you don't like our independence? What makes you think I don't understand. Why do you don't want our independence? Why do you want to take our ports? Why do you always want to have a war? Especially Ethiopian Gorobetachin. I really want you to understand this. You don't need to pay any kind of blood. You don't need any war. You don't need any fighting or any sacrification right now, because it's a done deal. It's already over. You fought with us for so many years. Your parents tried that, they couldn't win. Your grandparents tried that, they couldn't win. Hawat tried that, they couldn't win. Wayana tried that, they couldn't win. Amhara tried that, they couldn't win. I mean, how many times do we have to try this war? How many times do we have to fight, guys, with you? How many times do we have to pay the blood? We don't want that. We are only asking you guys to live peacefully and to have a peaceful neighboring in that East Africa. Why don't you just leave us alone? The only thing that I'm talking right now is, which is triggering me right now, is when you say, since Eritrea separated from Ethiopia. No. We are not separated. We never separated from Ethiopia. We only took back what you stole it. There is a difference between taking and bringing it back. If someone took my car, if someone took my laptop, if I bring it back, I did not take it, or I didn't separate that item from them, or I didn't steal it. I took it back because it's my property. But you guys are looking someone else's property. You're trying to invade us. You're trying to just really threat us. And I told you this already on my previous videos. And indeed, today you posted this, Ethiopians. Today, like actually last night. That's not good. Please don't do that, Ethiopians. You need to just change the gear and try to understand or think in different ways. Sometimes try to be a little mature. Make your own research. Find out. You don't want to pay any price. You don't want to have a war with us. We don't have to fight all the time. We need to progress together. I mean, grow together. Have a business together. If you guys were paying 1 billion, 1.5 billion or something, he's going to say that at the end of the video, with Djibouti, why don't you pay that with Eritrean government? Why don't you have an agreement with them? Whatever the agreement that Eritrean government provided you. Because we are the owners. You guess you don't own the Red Sea. You don't own the ports. Eritrea owns the ports. The whole world know that. So why don't you leave us alone? Why don't you leave us alone to live peacefully? Why do you guys always want to have a fight and you never win? Why is that? You don't care about your brothers? You don't care about your parents? It's okay for you to lose lives? No, it's not okay for Eritreans. So please, let's just not stop playing like these games anymore. Nobody wants to play any I mean, nobody wants to have a fight, a war, or anything. Please stop looking at our sea. Stop looking to our ports. I beg you in Christ's name. The reason I said I beg you is because we really don't want to lose any kind of life. We want to have a peace. Eritrea is our country. The ports are ours. The sea is ours. Everything in Eritrea, every sand, every soil, every stone are ours. Period. Eritrea never been a part of Ethiopia. Eritrea never, ever, ever been a part of Ethiopia. And it disgusted us when we hear this from you guys all the time. If you don't respect us, if you keep doing this, we have no option but defending ourselves. So that's all. I'm gonna cut this off here because I don't want to make it really longer than this. Thank you so much for following up and listening. Please subscribe and share, like if you can, if you like this channel. And ክቡራት ኤርትራውያን ኣሕዋተይ ብሩኻት ንግለክት ገይረኩም ኣይኮንኩን ማለተይ ነዞም ኢትዮጵያውያን ናይ ብሓቂ ክሰምዕዎ ዘለዎም ነገራት ከስምዖም ስለ ዝደለኹ and እናፈለጡ ነቲ ሓቂ እናሰምዑ ረግፅዋ ስለ ዘለው ዓለም ከዓ ክትፈልጦ ስለ ዘለዋ እዚ ነገር እዚ ደጋጊምና ክነስምዖም ኢና እምበር እኳ ወላ ርእሶም ሃሪምና ክንእትዎ ተፈትና እውን ኣይክቕበሉናን እዮም ግን ፈልጦ እዮም ተሓቂ ፅቡቅ እዮም ፈልጦ እዮም ተሓቂ ስለዚ ሸር ብምግባር ወላ እውን እንታይ ዝበሃል ኮመንት ብምፅሓፍ ላይክ ምግባር ከዓ ተሓባበሩና ኢኹም እግዚአብሔር ንሃገርና ይባርኽ ንመሬትና ይባርኽ ንሓይልታት ምክልኻል ኤርትራ ይባርኽ ኣይተርሑ ኣይትፈለዩና ኣምላኽ ምስኩላትና ይኹን ብሩህ ምሸት